Some of the days are very, very busy. So a typical day would be taking referrals from district nurses, GPs, asking for care for a patient, possibly a patient in the last year of life or a patient rapidly approaching the end of life. And then we will get together and arrange care. Often on the same day. We're very reactive, very responsive, and we can get care in very, very quickly. And we put the carers in, they do days, they do nights. It can be a bespoke package, it can be whatever that family needs. So rather than us saying to them, this is what we think you need, the question is, what is it that you need? What will make your life easier? And that's where we start from. And often that isn't lots of little calls, it's a chunk of care so that they can get a break and get out and go and have a coffee and meet a friend and just cope, help them to cope with the enormity of the task that they've undertaken to care for a loved one at home. There would be a lot of people who wouldn't get care if hospice at home wasn't here. We began 2 years ago, and the concept was that we would improve end-of-life care for those who had existing care out there. We were going to add in to improve the care. And actually what's happened is we're often the people providing the care because there is little care out there. It's certainly not the expert care that our carers are able to give. We have a lot of training and a lot of investment in our carers, and they are the experts. They're really good at what they do, and certainly as the 2 years have progressed, I've seen the staff grow and become really, really accomplished in end-of-life care, the conversations that are needed. So sadly, without us, people would be in hospital, or they'd be at home with families who were struggling and struggling to cope. And the overwhelming message that we get from people, we've cared for over 200 people now, many of them have gone on to die at home, is you made that journey so much easier. You helped us. We don't know how we would have coped if we hadn't had you there, and you eased the burden, and that has been the overwhelming message. We have a lot of people still out there who are struggling and managing or not managing with maybe patients going into hospital. The middle of the night is when often family members feel they can't cope. They just, it's overwhelming. And we all know in our own situations in life, if something happens in the night, it has a greater enormity. So you can imagine caring for a loved one who's in pain, and often 999 is the default, and we get people admitted. We try to stop that from happening. About 1% of our population in this country is in the last year of life. Many of those patients don't know it, despite many indicators that would suggest that if they're looked at. So people are being admitted to hospital a bit more often. People are losing their mobility. There are signs that things are changing, and the important thing is that we recognise that. So we recognise that people are perhaps approaching that last year. We have an elderly population, and increasingly so. And with age comes all the problems that we all have. Increasing morbidity, lots of problems that all come together to mean that the life becomes shorter. If we can recognise them at the beginning of that journey and have honest conversations, we can enable those people to have a death of their choosing. And that doesn't mean that we're sentencing them to any form of death. What we're saying is, let's live this last year, and hopefully longer than that last year, in the best way possible. What can we do to make your life as good as it can be. And one of the things I think is, if we decide what we want at the end, we can put it to bed. It's a bit like you're facing your demons, really. You know, what is it that would make the end easy for you? What is it that you want to happen to you? It's one of the biggest days of your life, the day that you're buried, but you're not going to be there. So if you want to have an impact on that spectacle, that it will probably be, because you'll have everybody there who loves you and cares about you, and you want the things that would make you happy, if you were able to be there, that to me is what we should give people the opportunity to do and to plan. Hospice at Home has been a great success here in the High Peak, and we know that there is a larger community out there who would benefit from our care and our services. We are often at the maximum of our staffing, and we need more staff to be able to do more care. So we are looking to recruit, and we're going to recruit auxiliary nurses and to give more capacity within our team. And the adverts are out and people are applying, which is very exciting. And we're looking forward to meeting these new people who we will train, and we will see them grow, and they all have to have a passion for end-of-life care. I describe this as an extension to my arms. My arms don't reach everybody. I want like-minded people who have the passion that I have, the commitment that I have, and the vision, and to take this service forward into its third year. Alongside that, we're also going to employ a Band 6 staff nurse. Due to the workload that I have, often I'm trying to run the service but also be out there as an ambassador for Hospice at Home, attending talks and meetings. So we need some extra support in there, and this is a very exciting time now. 2 years behind us now, all this wonderful success, lovely stories, heartwarming stories, and the future looks very promising for Hospice at Home. My career in the NHS and in social care has spanned scarily nearly 40 years. And I love people, I love helping people. That was what I was put on this earth to do, really. And particularly people who are at the end of their life, and the people who are around them, the families, the loved ones, being able to change the outcome and to make a difference. It's a real difference. You step in and what I feel the Hospice at Home team does is it puts their hands underneath that patient and family, and they hold them until the end. It's a way of just taking that burden away. It's a voice that they can ring anytime. We've got an on-call up till 10 o'clock at night. People can ring us and have a question answered. If they're in trouble, we can get help. It is a part of my career now. It's like my career has come to this special time where I can bring all the skills, my life skills as well. I've had grief myself, so I understand what people are going through. I don't know their particular story, but I know what it was like for me, and so there is empathy there and understanding, and I just love it. Me and my daughter and my little grandson travel along in the car from time to time, and we play my funeral song, which is Kylie Minogue, strangely enough. I'm going to go out dancing. And we laugh a lot, because laughter is very good for you. even me to laugh. I did the giggles now.